Picture this. You're at the grocery store checkout with a full cart of food, only to suddenly find out your SNAP benefits have completely vanished. Talk about a nightmare, right? If you rely on the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program here in South Carolina, getting that sudden request for recertification paperwork in the mail can trigger that exact panic. But don't worry, because in today's explainer, we're taking the stress entirely out of this bureaucratic maze. We're going to empower you to handle your renewal without a single headache. Let's get right into it.
So, did you just pull a notice of expiration out of your mailbox? If you are staring at that official letter right now and feeling a wave of overwhelm, just take a deep breath. Millions of families go through this routine checkpoint every single year, and I promise you, with just a little bit of preparation, it is entirely manageable.
Here's our quick game plan for today. We'll start with why we even have to recertify, then cover the income rules, gathering your documents, the step-by-step process, how to dodge common mistakes, and finally, exactly where to go for help.
All right, part 1. Why recertify your SNAP in the first place?
Look, I know paperwork feels like a massive chore, but recertification is absolutely not a penalty. It is just a routine federal requirement. Your state agency literally cannot keep providing benefits beyond your active period without doing this check-in. It's really designed to make sure your benefits accurately match any recent updates to your household makeup or your income. Plus, it accounts for nationwide adjustments, like the annual cost of living adjustment. Basically, keeping your file updated ensures you get exactly what you're entitled to.
Now, you might be wondering how often you have to do this. Well, the South Carolina Department of Social Services actually tailors your renewal deadline based on your specific life situation. So if your income fluctuates a lot or you're an able-bodied adult without dependents, you're going to renew every 3 to 5 months. Standard households, usually every 6 to 12 months. But if your household includes elderly or disabled adults, that window extends to 24 months, and it can even go up to 36 months for elderly adults with no earned income. It's a really deliberate way for the state to allocate its resources efficiently while protecting the most vulnerable folks.
Let's move right along to part 2, rules and requirements. Let's talk numbers. Under South Carolina's broad-based categorical eligibility rules, a bit of a mouthful, I know, the gross monthly income limit for most of us is set at 200% of the federal poverty level. Because South Carolina actually expanded eligibility beyond the strict federal baseline, this creates a much-needed buffer for working families who might be right on the edge of qualifying.
But hold on, passing that gross income test is only step 1. You've also got to pass the net income test, which is capped at 100% of the federal poverty level. Now, this is calculated after subtracting your allowable deductions. We're talking things like your shelter, childcare, and certain medical costs. Factoring those in gives the state a true, accurate picture of your actual day-to-day spending power. And here is a massive game changer you need to know about. If your household has a member age 60 or older, or someone who's receiving disability benefits, you literally get to skip the gross income test entirely. Only the net income test applies to you, which is just a huge help for households living on fixed incomes.
Okay, part 3, gathering your documents. Knowing the rules is great, but proving them is the real key.
Think of this as your essential scavenger hunt checklist. To prove your eligibility, you need proof of identity, like a driver's license or a passport. You'll need proof of income, which just means recent pay stubs or tax returns. For residents, grab a recent utility bill or a copy of your lease. And definitely don't forget your medical expenses. Receipts for out-of-pocket medical costs over $35 can actually boost your deductions. Oh, and if you're uploading these online, make sure to save them in a standard format, like a PDF or a clear photo, and keep that file size under 5 megabytes so the system accepts it.
Which brings us to part 4, the step-by-step process.
So how does this actually go down? Step 1, keep an eagle eye on your mail for that official notice of expiration, which should show up about 30 days before your deadline. Step 2, thoroughly complete, sign and date DSS Form 3807-A. Step 3, submit the form along with your documents through however you prefer to send them. And finally, Step 4, complete your interview within 30 days. Take a quick tip from a recent applicant, David, who actually almost lost his benefits. If you see an unknown state number calling you during this 30-day window, pick it up. It is more than likely your caseworker trying to get your interview done.
Now, if you are submitting online, and honestly, I highly recommend it just for the sheer speed, South Carolina provides this really great, secure, quick upload tool. This web interface instantly matches your files directly to your case. Even better, it gives you a verification receipt with a confirmation number, giving you total peace of mind that your documents didn't just disappear into some digital void.
All right, part 5, avoiding common pitfalls.
Let's be real, even the most organized folks can trip over a little red tape. The biggest offenders? Just simple human errors. Things like entering incorrect data,
forgetting to sign the actual document, or completely ignoring the submission guidelines, like those file size limits we talked about. Always double-check your entries, review the entire form to make sure your signature is right there at the bottom. A missing signature is literally the #1 reason applications get stalled, so check it twice.
And finally, Part 6, Resources for Assistance.
If you ever hit a wall or get confused, do not panic. You have a whole support system waiting to help. You can easily call the South Carolina SNAP hotline at 1-800-616-1309. You can log directly into the online benefits portal at benefitsportal.dss.sc.gov. Or, if you just prefer talking to a real person face-to-face, you can always visit your local DSS county office where their dedicated staff can walk you through it.
Sometimes it helps to zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. A recent policy report hit the nail on the head, describing this whole system as striking a balance between regulatory compliance, program security, and targeted food security support. The state's ultimate goal isn't to make your life harder, I promise. It's to make sure that assistance securely reaches the South Carolinians who truly need it.
Just a quick but absolutely crucial reminder before we wrap up. While everything in this explainer is spot on based on current rules, you should always double-check the latest details directly with official South Carolina DSS resources. Program policies, income limits, and those standard deductions can and do shift annually. By understanding the rules, gathering your paperwork early, and utilizing those online tools, you can completely master this process. So grab that utility bill, log into your portal, and take control of your recertification today to keep your household healthy and fed. But it does bring up a much larger question. If navigating this one single program takes so much preparation, what other local assistance programs might you or your neighbors be eligible for but are totally missing out on just because of bureaucratic red tape? Food for thought. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.